Is it safe to say you're a millionaire at this point?
Yeah.
Care to share how many millions you've touched?
Touch?
Yes.
Oh, I don't know. A lot. Not like I'm not no $100 million guy, nothing like that. But millions of dollars touching, and yeah, I don't know. A lot. I don't know. I can't put a number on it right now.
Do you remember what age you were when you earned your first million? The initial million.
My first, you gotta understand, I'm 40 years old, so I come from a different era. I'm actually one of the people that was outside during like the Reaganomics era, the big cocaine crack movies and all the stuff you see. I was actually one of the people that was a worker, a earner, and a hustler, and at some point was a boss and ran trap spots and all that type of stuff too. So making $1 million at 17 and 16 at fucking 1999, 98, 97, 96. I mean, let's be for real. Very, very, very possible. And then from 2000 to 2006, that's when I'm like at prime age. Now I'm turning 21, 22, all that shit. At that point, when I say about 2004, I say like 98 to 2004, I don't know how much money I made or seen. We were just talking about that. A lot of, I'm not going to say their names, but a lot of people who are very prominent on YouTube and these movies and the big drug guys and all that, they're my friends. They're OGs from back then. So we were in a different space. So when you ask me something like that, I don't want to sound crazy, but like, yeah, probably like 17, 18. Now, mind you, I might have worked for somebody and they had to take most of it, but we definitely was on that corner outside making that money.
When you seen your first million, what did that feel like? Had your first million, earned your first million. What did that feel
now,
like?
legal million? You see what I'm saying? You gotta be, because we've been getting money. I've been grinding. I've been working for people. Now, as a grown adult, as a 40-year-old man, while I was 36, how did I feel when I got my first million? It was unbelievable. Unbelievable feeling. The first legal million, the first million you get, you don't look over your shoulder, you're not worried. That was unbelievable feeling. I knew I got it from God, so I embraced it and I was hyped.
And care to share how you earned that first million legally?
I invested and I believed in a company. They asked me to promote. They asked me to build their brand. And with my small social media that I had at that time, I actually accomplished that. And due to my celebrity friends and my online internet status, I was able to build a company to a point that we could make millions.
Do you want to share the name of the company at the time, or?
The company's called Tiger Hemp Beer. If you go to New Orleans, it's everywhere.
Now, when it comes to money, out of all the years of earning it, what's been the smartest financial decision you've made in your life so far?
The smartest financial decision I made in my life ever was to invest in myself. That's why I'm sitting here.
And how early in life did that happen?
I've been investing in myself. I'm talking. I got some money. I took the money and put it into myself. I didn't go buy a building. I didn't. You know what I'm saying? I just went, took the money and put it into myself, my brand, and stuff I want to do, and it worked.
And was that something you were taught at the time, or that was just natural experimentation? Or?
No, I thought God. I felt like God was telling me to do that because I never got a chance to do that my whole life. I've always put time into other people, put time into other stuff. I never put time into myself. And I felt like this was the time that God gave me the money to invest and believe in myself. And if I lose, then I lose. But at least I took one time and believed in the 5 mic dream or, whatever I was doing.
And what did that teach you? What did you learn from that?
I learned you got to believe in yourself. And I also learned that God is real. And if you do what he says, you'll win.
Now, on the opposite end of the spectrum, what's been your biggest financial regret you've made in your life so far?
Um, the biggest financial regret I would say is spending $1 million on jewelry. Um, I went crazy. I bought 9, 10 watches. I could have bought one watch. You know, I could have did a lot of different stuff different, but I just felt like I purchased the jewelry impulsively and just like however I dreamed how the jewelry world should be is how I was shopping. Instead of like buying a presidential Rolex, you know what I'm saying? I bought the oyster that moved out. It's like, yo, bro, just get the presidential, man. The fuck you doing? Why is this graduation jewelry stuff? I was bugging, you know what I'm saying? But other than that, I don't have no regrets at this point. I really feel like I did the right thing with my bread. Because I'm winning now, I'm happy about what I did, and I'm seeing results from what I did. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not, yeah. Um, I don't have too many bad investments.
Now, be that as it may, you spending $1 million on jewelry, there's some in the audience that might say, okay, you spent $1 million on jewelry. If you pawned it all off or you sold it all off, would you get that million back? Or
No, not the type of jewelry we wear. You just lose the money. Better off keeping it. That's why I said you buy jewelry and stuff or things that you really like.
so
So
for
when you
the
keep it, you don't give a fuck.
so for those in the audience, if you spent that $1 million on jewelry and you were to sell it or pawn it off, how much do you think that $1 million was actually worth?
Well, it's different with certain jewelry because watches go up. Like this watch ain't going down. You know what I'm saying? Right now. So I'm gonna get money back for this. Gold and diamonds don't go anywhere. You know what I'm saying? Shit goes up or down. So you always gonna get money for the jewelry. I mean, it's official. You always gonna get money. But I'm not buying jewelry to sell. The fuck? Like I don't care about making money off it. I bought it because I like it. It's something I want to keep. It's something I might give to my daughter. If something, like you said, if something does happen, like should make enough money off my businesses and my hustle, I shouldn't have to really tap into my memorabilia or things I think are special, like my jewelry and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying?
Got it. And just curious, where do you think that stemmed from, wanting to buy those 9 items? I mean, you
Being
mentioned,
poor, being broke,
okay.
watching movies. I felt like now I gotta go to the next week and cop the other one. But I could have just copped it from the beginning. But I didn't know what to cop. I didn't know what to do. I had to spend 100,000. Like, hey man, I don't want my shit made like that no more. And I had to really like learn jewelry and all that. I used to work at a jewelry store as well, so I had experience with that. But I never was the guy with the $1 million to spend. You know what I mean? And I also bought jewelry from every famous jeweler in the Diamond District. So even when somebody say $1 million, oh yeah, what's the name of the chain is 2 million? Well, Five Mike's never sold 1 million records. I never did any of that stuff. You know me because social media and just doing what I do. And what I do brought me a few million. So, um, yeah, I was doing stuff because I thought I was right. But, um, not that I wouldn't spend $1 million now. I would just buy certain things. I bought a lot of stuff. I gave a lot of stuff away too. I bought stuff just to give away to my family and stuff like that. I just feel like I could have got a lot of different stuff. You
And
know
I
what
want
I'm
to sidestep the conversation here about jewelers because you mentioned you bought from different
saying?
jewelers.
Everybody.
There are some that just remain loyal with one jeweler or maybe two, and they buy everything from that particular jeweler or two. Why that mentality at the time for different jewelers for the different items?
And me, because a jeweler only can make but so much at one time. So when I'm trying to get Icy, we got the album coming out. I'm heating up, and I want to have my logo chain. And I gave this dude money, and he said he need 3 weeks. All right, was he gonna make two of them at the same time? All right, so you do that. I'm going down the street, your homie. Can you whip up the other joint with the whoop de whoop? And personally, I was just showing love to New York City. I brought the economy up. You know what I'm saying? I bought the jewelry district, the diamond district, the artists. So I was just informing the thing. Like, you know what, we're going to, so I was just trying to spread it out a little bit. 'Cause I felt so blessed at the time.
Did any of the jewelers you were buying from feel some type of way that you were at competitive jewelers?
No,
Okay.
no. Me and Trax NYC got into it. We don't have to go into deep. Shout out to Trax NYC. We cool. We definitely got into it around that time. And yeah, but Mazda is my main jeweler. That's my guy. But I fuck with Frankie too. So that's what I'm saying. It's jewelry, man. I'm not. This is not like gangs and stuff. Like, you know, I got my favorite jewelers, and like I said, me and Mazda are actually real friends. Me and Frankie are friends. So yeah. And shout out to my guy Manny. My guy Manny down in the Coliseum in Queens, Jamaica Avenue. Manny, so love. Shout out to Manny and his pops. Manny made a lot of jewelry for me. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate Manny. And as I'm talking, I'm like, I heard him like, and you didn't say me. So shout out to Manny. So they'll beat me up in Jamaica, Queens. You know what I'm saying? Southside, you heard? Word.
And finally, when you had those watches, and you said it was like 9 of them approximately, uh, there's some people, and I'm just going to use this as an example. When they go to, like, let's say, buy a few polos, right? They have a favorite polo they like. They might, instead of just buying one color, they might buy 2, 3, 4, 5 colors of the same type of polo. But they end up always gravitating towards one color, like a main color or a main polo, and the others just sit.
Right.
Was that how it was with all those watches?
No, I just felt like I had to upgrade all the time instead of just getting the big one because that's what I had to do when I was broke. I'd get a watch and then, next time I'll get this. So I was still thinking like that even though I had the money to activate. This is what I'm saying. That's why you have to mentally be prepared before you even get millions so you can understand like how to, how to do certain stuff. I just wasn't mentally ready.
All right, now I have a list of some quick money questions that I want to get your opinion on.
Yeah.
Does money change a person or amplify who they already are?
Yeah. Yes.
Does it change them or amplify them?
Yes. Unless they don't want to be. Unless you like get money and just like leave it in the bank and never touch it. Then yeah. But if you get money and you didn't have money, it's going to change your life.
True or false?
And it could be good or bad. It could change your life for the good or the bad. But your life will get changed, get some money.
True or false? Mo money, mo problems.
True.
Is all money good money?
No.
Why not?
Some money is not worth it. Like what you got to do to get it is just not worth it.
Is money the root of all evil?
Yes.
And why do you say that?
Because once you have money, a lot of people are not who they really are because they're not at their peak of potential because they don't have the money to, to bring some of their dreams and some of the things they want to life. But with that money, you might see a different side of the person that's been kind of humble or just like acting one way. Now you got the money, you might have a different side and just money gives you access to things. You know what I'm saying? So if you do want to do evil, now you have the money to do that. And so, you know what I mean? So money could definitely be a problem. And the most thing is that money money don't affect me like that. I don't care about money. I told you, I'm chasing my dreams. I hit that stock stuff and all this stuff because I was chasing my dream. The minute I would have sat there and thought like, I need to make money, I don't think I would have made it. I think God gave it to me because I was focused on my dream, my goal, and I asked him to open the gates so I could live that. You know what I'm saying? And I felt like the minute I sit up here and talk shit about my jewelry, my watch, and this and that, is the minute that, me and God's thing goes down. Right now, I just feel like my job is to tell you God is the greatest and do all that the right, righteous way. And I feel like money would never be a problem and that won't be an issue.
And speaking of goals, what is your goal at this point in your life?
My goal is to be, I feel like I'm one of the best entertainers and creatives in the music business ever because I did it with less resources. And I feel like now with the resources, the help from the other icons and people in the music business, I might be able to create, whether it's a movie, a song, or dance, or TV show, man, we create a piece of content that we'll watch forever. That's just how I feel. Or whether if it's a joking comedy show, comedy sketch, or I might create a piece of clothing we rock. I don't know. But I know in the culture and entertainment world, I'm trying to get a slot. So, for whatever it might be in those categories, you know what I'm saying?